What's up? Happy holidays, everybody. I got this real thought on my head today, and no pun intended, because this video today and what I want to share is we are not our thoughts. Eckhart Tolle always said, in many other people in so many other ways, is when we are in our heads, and I coach this in my men's groups, is we are leading from where? And of course our heads provide some great support when it comes to figuring stuff out, but what I want you to notice is what are you thinking on a regular basis, which is our unconscious thoughts that have been around since time began, since you were a child, and how are those thoughts supporting you, and how we as humans believe those thoughts, and those thoughts either lift us up or pull us down. So I always say there's an actual way of thinking about something, and that thought can last for a very long time, depending on how you're feeling that day. But those thoughts can be happy and they can be sad. They can be disruptive and destructive, or they can be uplifting. But it's noticing when we become conscious of our thoughts. And that's why coaching is so important, into my mind, why we have coaches and why we want coaches, why professional athletes have coaches and caddies, and that narrative is there to see your blind spots. And so when I coach people, I ask them, okay, what are you now conscious of that supports you, and conscious of what's not supporting you? And so when I say that is I want you to be conscious of your thoughts and catching yourself when something isn't going as planned. So your day isn't going well, and you're focusing on everything is oh God, I always have. That the narrative for so many people is I always have. I can never seem to catch a break. Is it, there's 3 strikes and you're out. Oh, hi guys. Do we have little neighborly fluffy presents? Yeah, shh. So anyway, that being said, who are you being? And Eckhart Tolle always said it is we don't, when we are in a confrontation with somebody else, who are we being? And we're usually projecting the lens that we have looked through our whole lives. We are triggered by what somebody is saying, not from what they're saying, but it triggers you of a reminder of your past. And so it's their fault that you're triggered. And in some ways, that is true. But it's not their fault that you live the way you live and you have been brought up the way you've been brought up. Again, that's not your fault. You were born into this world. And so when you're brought into this world by your parents, you are learning from your environment. And so you bring those thoughts and those feelings into your world. But when we are on our heads, we're in our ego. It's the heart, as Joe Dispenza talks about, is the heart-brain coherence. Is when I feel something, I think it. And when I think something, I can also feel it. Like when I think something that is not serving me, where do I feel it in my body? How do I feel sad? And my heart, or my gut is turning over because I'm feeling something I'm anxious. And I always say, if you're anxious, okay, let's turn that on its head. How do we feel when we are anxious about something? Could that also be exciting? It's the unknown usually. Anxious means the unknown. But I want you to understand something. What do we normally do? When we are triggered, we are bringing, as Joe Dispenza or anybody in the world of emotional intelligence is, we're taking an emotional response from history and pulling it into the future, which is what I mean by in the present. We've decided in this moment that this is what it's going to be. That means your future is already written because you've thought that, and I'm still moving into the future. So how do we change that? It's catching that thought. And that thought gets to feel okay, what's not working for me right now? Who am I being that's not supporting me? And I say being, because it's not be, and it's not going to do, have, and be. It's a be, do, have. And so who am I being is causing the exact result in front of me. What is the frequency that I'm putting off that's causing me to be in a bad relationship or a good relationship? And it's you that's causing it. You are a byproduct of your environment, and you're bringing that into your future every day, unless you just change it. Now, a lot of that stuff works. We've been taught to to live by putting food on the table and putting a roof over our head. But how do we feel about that? Guarantee you, a lot of you don't feel anything except, I don't want to do this. And if you've got any comments about how that makes you feel, if you have, is this the life that I chose? Is this what I want? Or was I just told to do this? Go to college, get a degree. And so who do you want to be in your relationship? Starting with you, looking in the mirror. And every time that you find yourself in judgment or in an argument, I want you to remind yourself of when you've stepped away from that argument, look in the mirror and say the same things, because it's you that you're pointing at. It's you that is the mirror that you're putting out into the world. And the person that's standing in front of you is for your growth. And what I mean by that is they're triggering you to realize something. And is that realization supporting you? So, on that note, go out into the world, because change your thoughts, change your world, change your words, you change your world. And see what happens. Get conscious of what you're really saying and find out what's underneath that. And when you see what's underneath it, then give me a call. Send me a message right here. And if you've loved this comment and loved this work that I am sharing with you, if you love what what's available to you in these videos that I share, please just like and subscribe, because there's more coming. And I'm always in the presence of what's possible. So what's possible for you today? So take a breath, breathe into your body, get present to what's available to you. And until then, I wish you all a happy holiday season and look forward to seeing you on the other side. Until then, much love to you all. Ciao for now.